Today is about Lions news and free agency. We're going to get into plays that we signed. We're going to get into players that we lost. We're going to get into what to expect going forward, players that the Lions could look to target today in day two. It's going to be a bigger day, I think, for the Lions. Let's go. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Why is that? Because we drop Detroit Lions news and rumors every single day, and we're now in free agency, and it's coming quick as things are moving forward for this up-and-coming season. And why do I say today is probably a bigger day than yesterday? Because that's how Brad Holmes works, right? We're always about more the B-list type of players, and so not the rush and the big names, even though we did get a good one yesterday, and we lost one. But we're going to get into what has now occurred in the last 24 hours. We lost a player, and we retained a player. Players on the market. So let's get into the first news that just broke right about recording this. Iffeatu Melifonwu has agreed to terms with the Miami Dolphins. He is leaving Detroit, going to Miami, presumably taking over the Javon Holland spot as he left in free agency. I fully expected the Lions to lose Iffeatu Melifonwu. Why is that? We got Jay Curb, we got Brian Branch, and Melifonwu just could not stay healthy, even though he's very talented, and I love his talent, and hopefully he can stay healthy over there in Miami. With that said, the Lions need to have the best abilities availability. That's what they need, and I expect the Lions to look in the NFL draft, just get a safety. It could be like a fifth-round pick or a sixth-round pick, something in there, potentially to put some depth at the safety position. But I don't believe this to be a gigantic loss. I think this is a move that probably had to be made because you got to be on the field. What do you guys think on this one? Iffeatu Melifonwu leaves. Are you supportive of this? Are you upset about it? Let us know in the comments. Next, late last night, the Detroit Lions re-signed Dan Skipper to a one-year deal. Fully expected that the Detroit Lions would bring him back. Why do I say this? Well, it's the situation, the philosophy, who he is, who this organization is. Now, look, he is not a magnificent player. He's not a big name or anything like that. He is a backup guy. He's a backup tackle. He can be a backup to Taylor Decker. He can come in there and be the extra offensive lineman. He can fight it out with Omenihu for the backup. That's one of the things, right, what he does. But what he really brings this team is his never giving up effort. He plays so hard, he pukes. He's a fan favorite. He really believes in grit. He is grit. He is Dan Campbell. That's a leader, in my opinion. And to have him just as a backup, even though it's not huge in regards to the 53-man roster, I like Dan Skipper, and I'm very happy that he is back in Detroit. And I expected this. I heard rumors that maybe he could go to Chicago. I thought there's no way. He's beloved here. Skip, skip, skip. He gets chanted. You have fans that has his jersey because of what he did at Hard Knocks, tearing up Knockmate in the 53, and you can see that this man really, truly cares about the game of football, and he loves Detroit. He loves everything. So how can you not be happy about a signing like this? Not for the fact that he's going to elevate the status, but mainly because he's such a good dude, and you want to reward good guys, and he's one of those guys. The Lions signed DJ Reed yesterday, but a lot of people are upset, and there's some more players on the market at edge rusher. Look, I'm upset too. I want pass rusher. We need pass rusher. With that said, there's some on the market the Lions could look at. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get all these guys or anything like that, but these are the guys that are on the market. Joey Bosa, Dre'Mont Jones, Von Miller. Those are three big names the Lions could look at immediately. Yeah, they're a little bit older, but it's an upgrade. Azeez Ojulari, a popular trade candidate last year at the trade deadline, is also still looking for a deal. Another name that's easy connected to Detroit is Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who spent the last few seasons working under new Lions defensive lines coach Kacy Rodgers. Others to watch: Matthew Judon and Chaisson. Trey Hendrickson obviously would be a trade candidate. I'm going to keep it a buck. I want the Lions to get an edge. I want the Lions to invest in this position in free agency. I'm not saying they need to get a big name, because I think you don't need to do that. Not necessarily. But you need to get a veteran that can help out. And why do I say this? Why do I say that you need to get a veteran to help out? Because we are on the cusp of a Super Bowl right now. On the cusp of it. And obviously having a rookie is good. And we are going to draft, in my opinion, we're definitely going to draft somebody. It's good that you got to do that, but we're ready to compete for a Super Bowl now. And we need bodies on the defensive line. We need some veterans on the defensive line. We do. This is not a want, it is a need. And there is plenty of players still on the market for the Lions to acquire to upgrade this defensive line. There is names out there, and maybe we get one today. We hope to get one today. We cannot rely on Marcus Davenport to be a starter. He just can't do it. I mean, his contract basically dictates that nobody can rely on it, right? It's a completely incentive-based. So the Lions need to get pass rush. So in the comments right now, name one player you want the Lions to sign. Could the Lions look to get a Trey Hendrickson? I still think it's extremely unlikely, but if it is a second-round pick, a late second-round pick, why wouldn't you give it a try? Why wouldn't you give it a try? We are so close to a Super Bowl. And if you put a Hendrickson opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, I think you could say this would be a hell of a successful offseason. Or sign one of these guys. But I can't stress it enough, the importance of having a pass rusher on the team. I cannot stress it enough. To have somebody to help out on this defensive line. Waves of pass rush, just like the Philadelphia Eagles did in the Super Bowl. And there's guys that they can get. And so hopefully we get one of those individuals. Now, there's going to be rumors flying around all day. We don't know who they're going to get. The rumors have been crazy. You have speculation. We had Josh Sweat was speculated to Detroit, and then right after the speculation, the rumors came out, signed with the Cardinals. This is how the NFL is. It's been a crazy free agency period so far with a bunch of trades. Brad Holmes is trying to upgrade the roster right now, and I expect the Lions to have a lot of their own guys coming back today. I think that the Lions are going to re-sign some of their own guys more. Maybe we get Tim Patrick. Levan Wuzurike, we just talked about a little bit more. That's something also to look forward. Today's our own guys. But I expect more to happen. Because if we look at the past for Brad Holmes, since he has been here in Detroit, his tenure, more activity is generally in the B list. So we'll see going forward what they're going to do. With that said, comment, folks. Adios.